This part, I think, of the trial was by far the most brilliant.
Sergeant, do you recognize what's depicted in what's just been marked as...
Somebody, something, somehow manipulated the parts, the pieces.
Because of a connection between the Canton Police Department and the Albert family, correct?
That is huge. Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Buckle Up, It's the Law. Folks, we're going to be doing the final part to the Yuri Bukhenik series before we dive into Brian Tully and the cross-examination of him by the defense. Today, we are doing part 7 of Yuri Bukhenik. We're going to finish up his cross-examination today. Let's get into it, folks.
That is due to the triggering of the recording.
Well, you don't know what it's due to because you're not an IT person who actually captured the video, correct?
Objection.
Sustained. Ask that differently.
It's true.
Sure. You're not the IT person, the technical person who captured this video, correct?
I am not, no.
You don't maintain this video system, do you?
I do not know.
You don't know the inner workings of how the video system was originally installed or how it operates, correct?
Based on my training and experience, I know that certain systems, due to the restriction of the storage of the system, they try to save the storage and trigger the recording only by motion or certain time parameters. So in this video footage, I could tell you that the video is triggered by motion to record.
Well, how much storage did this system have?
I do not know.
What was the level of storage at the time that this video was taken? Was it 60%? Was it 99%? What was it?
I do not know.
So you actually don't know, Sergeant, the inner workings of this system, do you?
I do not know all the inner workings of the system.
But you do know.
But based on my training and experience, I know just enough to tell you to go screw yourself because everything you're saying is irrelevant. Can we get Mr. Lally back up here? I liked his questions better. Thank you very much, Mr. Jackson. Those will be all the questions you will be asking of me today. I am certain that that's what he wants to say. He just can't say it.
That there appears to be portions of this video missing and portions of this video in which people just seem to apparate out of nowhere.
It's not missing, it just was not recording.
Let's move to...
Oh my God.
I think it's 5:37. A few seconds. Okay, if we could, with the court's permission, can we play about less than a minute?
Yes.
Pause it. Did you see where the person that was toward the back of the vehicle went in this video?
It appeared they went behind the vehicle.
Which would be which area of the vehicle, the right or the left, in real life, not on this video?
In real life, it would be the right rear portion of the vehicle.
Toward the taillight area.
That quarter panel, correct?
Let's go ahead and play it.
Wow, he actually agreed for once. What an anomaly.
Pause it. Did it appear that someone just seemed to appear out of nowhere toward the rear of the vehicle? Just now?
Due to the triggering of the motion.
I asked you why. I asked you if.
Yeah.
Did it appear if someone just appeared out of nowhere?
Yes or no?
In the back of the vehicle?
That's what the footage represents, yes.
Can we go ahead and play this? Pause it. Did you see that the person walking away from the vehicle that you earlier on Wednesday identified as Trooper Proctor appeared to have a notebook, black portfolio in his hand?
Yes, I did.
And can you see from there, I'm going to ask you this basically knowing the answer, can you see from there the time of day on the lower left side as that person leaves the screen?
No, I cannot.
Would you disagree if I indicated to you that was 5:38 and 7 seconds in the evening?
I would have to see it for myself. I cannot agree with you based on your statement.
Your Honor, may we approach briefly?
Sure.
Okay, so he did it. He finally got Yuri to get up there, point it out, and say, that is accurate.
All right, Mr. Jackson?
Thank you. Sergeant, did you have an opportunity to look at the time of day at the point that the video is paused right now?
Yes, I did.
What is that time of day?
5:38:07.
5:38 and 7 seconds, correct?
That's correct.
And remind me about how far of a drive in time is this location at Canton PD from 34 Fairview?
With no traffic, no adverse weather and road conditions, several minutes, 4 minutes maybe, 5 minutes, depending which route you take.
Your Honor, I have a flash drive that I'd like to have marked.
Is this a different flash drive than we had on Friday?
It is, and I can explain it sidebar if the court wishes.
All right, are you just marking it, or you intend to show it?
I intend to show it with the court's permission.
All right, so we'll mark it for identification, and then I do need to see you, yes. Does counsel need to see me, or are we all set?
I think we're all set.
Okay. Right ahead, Mr. Jackson.
Thank you, Your Honor. As a matter of housekeeping, I would ask for the admission of the last item that was marked for identification.
XX.
I think
Was it YY? Oh, that was back again,
I did the
okay.
same thing. I think it's
All right,
exact.
so that will now be what, Madam Court Reporter?
5:42.
Thank you.
And with the court's permission, I'd ask to display that video. Jurors,
Okay,
Bates, if you could move that to a runtime of 1 minute and 17 seconds or thereabouts.
So now this part, I think, of the trial was by far the most brilliant by the defense team. Jackson corrected the video for them, because you have to remember the mind is, although we like to think that we're very intelligent creatures, we're really not. We're very easily influenced. We're very easily manipulated. No matter how many times you want to tell me ads don't work, then explain to me why hundreds of billions of dollars every year are spent in ad revenue to get you to buy things, and nothing's changed. If anything, it's increased because they work. And so when the mind sees, the right taillight and nobody touching it, even though you're continuously told that's not the right rear, that's the left, that's the right is the left is the right is the left is the right. The brain you can't look at something and in your head just flip the image. You're not a computer in that sense. And so Jackson is doing it for them. He's like, let me show you what it actually looked like, so that their brains can finally have the correct images in their heads of what happened. Let's watch. I love this part so much.
And go ahead and pause that. Sergeant, do you recognize what's depicted in what's just been marked as...
Because now you see the right rear taillight is concealed, and now the brain goes, okay, I get it. That's what it looks like, and that's their SUV. And of course, the defense at the time was trying to explain to the jury somebody, something, somehow, in some way, manipulated the parts, the pieces, because we have the testimony of Nicholas Barrows, who says the taillight was cracked but not broken. Cracked but not broken. And everybody else is like, yeah, it was broken. It was broken. It was broken. We found pieces. They were scattered, shattered, blah, blah, blah. Like, come on, man.
Exhibit 542.
I do.
How do you recognize that?
It's an inversion of the video provided from Canton PD Sally Port.
It's actually, and that inversion corrects the perspective. Would you agree with that?
I would.
Okay, so now we're looking at what we've always been looking at, but it's clear that we're looking at the driver's side of the vehicle, correct?
That's correct.
And everything in it's properly oriented, is that right?
It's an accurate depiction of what is taking place.
Meaning right is right and left is left in this video.
The vehicle came from the right into the left. The driver's side is visible and is closest to the camera.
If we could go ahead and, thank you, Sergeant. If we could go ahead and play this for just a few seconds, please. Pause it. You saw the person that was toward the back of the vehicle that you earlier on Wednesday identified as Trooper Proctor moving toward the right, I'm sorry, yes, the passenger side taillight area in this video, correct?
I observed the person walking that way.
Let's go ahead and play it. Awesome. And you see the person toward the taillight area moving out of frame just now, correct?
I did, yes.
And that person had the that black portfolio in his hand.
That's correct.
I'd like to ask Mr. Bates if you wouldn't mind moving the cursor back to the beginning before the video, I'm sorry, before the SUV was actually in the sally port. If you can pause that. Do you see what's depicted in the video now at runtime, at the beginning of the video?
I see the still frame. I'm observing the still frame.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Can you see from where you are, sir, can you see the chyron at the bottom of the video in blue, indicating the date stamp and time stamp? Can you see that from where you are?
I see the blue color. I don't know what exactly it is.
Are your eyes good enough to see that that is completely inverted?
They are not.
They're not inverted?
They are not good enough.
That was a good answer to a bad question on my part. With the court's permission, would it be possible for the sergeant to approach the screen and take a look at that timestamp?
Yep.
Can you do that, Sergeant, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
Were you able to, may I inquire? Yes. Were you able to see that timestamp?
Yes, I was.
Sergeant, did that timestamp appear to be inverted?
The blue writing appears to be backwards.
So in this version of the video, which has been inverted from the version shown by the Commonwealth, the timestamp also was inverted, correct?
What appears on the screen is inverted.
Notice how he can't answer because he knows the answer is going to help Ellen Jackson and the team, and he doesn't want to help them. He's like, yeah, it's inverted. Like it's what's on the screen. Why are you asking me? Yeah, whatever. I don't care. But when Lally asks him questions, which we're not going to go over, he's always like, oh yeah, oh absolutely, yeah, Mr. Lally. Oh, I mean, my friend.
I'd like to zoom in on, just with the court's permission, on a portion of the middle of the video.
Okay.
Sergeant, I want to direct your attention to an area of the video right above the hand truck. Do you see that area?
I do.
Do you see that white object just above the snow line?
I see something there. I do not know what it is, if it's an object or it's more snow.
Can you tell if that's a sort of a dirty white rag?
I cannot tell what it is.
Fair enough. Thank you, Mr. Fish. We can take that down. We've seen a corrected version of that Sallyport video from that camera. There's also another camera on the opposite side of the Sallyport, isn't there?
There is.
And that one, for lack of a better phrase, that one came out pretty grainy. Would you agree?
Yes, it's not perfect quality.
The other view would show, given the fact that it's on the opposite side of the wall of this video, that actually would show the right rear portion of the SUV as it was parked in that Sallyport, would it not?
Yes, it would.
let's take a look with the court's permission. This has already been marked as 446. I believe it was introduced last week. If court's permission,
Okay.
could we display that?
Yes.
Thank you. I know it's very hard to see, Sergeant, but could you tell me, as the video is paused right here at the beginning, timestamp, can you see the outline of the antique police car?
I can make that out, yes.
And it appears that there's no vehicle in the foreground this side of that antique police car, correct?
That's correct.
You also can see that this video is in fact not inverted. It's the correct orientation, right?
Oh.
That's correct.
Whoever pulled that video manually inverted it to make it look like Proctor didn't do anything and hoping that the defense would miss it or just make it harder on them. Who knows?
Obviously, it's pretty lacking in quality, but you can make out the fact that there is an outline of a vehicle there, correct?
Correct.
If we could play, may I approach the screen briefly?
Yes.
If we could, with the court's permission, begin playing at this time, this is about 5:07 and 10 seconds. That's time of day. We could play for about a little less than a minute.
Okay.
So the camera is recording whether there's movement or not. It's pitch black in there. There's nobody in there. And the camera continuously records. That is huge. Huge.
Did you see what was depicted on the video that just ran from 5:07 and a few seconds until it was just paused?
I did watch the video.
And how much time would you estimate elapsed as we just watched that video in real time?
15 seconds, maybe?
Okay. And do you see something? You see something in the foreground that just sort of appeared there next to that antique police car?
It appears that the SUV has now pulled into the Sally Port and there's an individual standing behind the SUV.
And do you see what the time of day is on that timer?
I do not.
Can you see that it's paused at 5:50 and 46 seconds?
I cannot.
This is the last time I would ask that unfortunately, I cannot zoom on this, Your Honor. With the court's permission, would the sergeant make one more trip to the screen to give us the exact time that this is paused?
This is the last time, Sergeant. Would you please?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
What was the time? What is the timestamp where the video is paused?
5:50:46.
5:50 and 46 p.m. Correct?
That's correct.
So it appears that this video in about 15 seconds jumps 42 minutes to the 5:50 mark. Correct?
I don't know how much it jumps.
Well, from 5:08 approximately to 5:50 approximately, how much time is that?
Approximately 48.
Can you do math?
42 minutes, right?
Excuse me, 42. Yes.
That's okay.
There you go.
And
apparently you
this
can't do
rear
math.
Vehicle, which shows the right rear taillight portion, just appears, correct, at 5:50.
There's a vehicle that appears. There appears to be an individual standing behind the vehicle. It's not just a taillight that appears.
But Sergeant, the exact time that would show what Trooper Proctor was doing at the right rear taillight, that is missing.
Objection.
Sustained.
It's true.
The exact
Oh, that's big.
time that would show what the person who you identified on Wednesday as being Trooper Proctor, that video is not there, correct?
Objection.
Sustained.
This video, Sergeant, you will agree, if that 42-minute period existed, that would have been the only video that would establish the actual condition of the taillight the moment the SUV arrived in police custody in that Sally Port, correct?
Objection.
You can ask that differently.
Is there any other video other than this one that would show the exact condition of that taillight as it pulled in to the driveway, and then to the Sally Port? Or is this the only one?
From that location,
Correct.
that is the video that captures that time frame.
And that's also the video that captures that area of the car, correct? The right rear portion of the car.
Correct.
And that 42 minutes from when the car arrived until 5:50 in the evening, that portion is missing, correct?
It's not missing, it's just not recorded.
It's not there, Sergeant Bukhenik. I'm not splitting words with you, splitting hairs. It's not there. It's gone, correct?
It's not on the screen now.
It's not anywhere, is it?
I do not know.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
Okay.
All right. So Mr. Lally gets back up there and does his redirect. We're going to skip that and we're going to dive right back into the recross.
Thank you, sir. I have no further questions. Your Honor.
Any recross?
Very briefly.
Okay.
In your report to the OCME, you said it was a glass to the face, not to the back of the head, correct?
I'm not sure how they wrote it down, but I would need to be refreshed on my memory.
Okay, fair enough. May I approach?
Yes.
Thank you, Sergeant. Does that refresh your recollection?
Yes, it does.
What did you say to the or what did you report to the OCME?
That there was a possibility that the decedent was struck to the face with a glass.
You also, with regard to the phrase, I hit him, or
The decedent was struck to the face with a glass. When did that happen? Where? At the waterfall? Wouldn't people have talked about John getting hit in the face with a glass? Was he just outside randomly walking around in the snow and somebody just threw a glass at him? Oh, honey, he went into that house, didn't he? How else would he be struck in the face with a glass if he didn't go inside that house? Come on.
Sergeant Good and or Flamati telling you that Miss Reed said she hit him. When did Sergeant Good tell you that?
It would have been during our conversations at the police department.
And when did EMT Flamati tell you that?
He never told me that.
So the only thing you were going on with regard to the phrase or the statement that you claim my client indicated, where my client indicated she hit him, is coming from Sergeant Good.
That information at that time was provided by the first responders from the scene.
And Sergeant Good then relayed that to you, correct?
At some point, yes.
Is there a single report memorializing that Sergeant Good reported to you that morning before 10:41 a.m., before 10:41 a.m., that my client made the statement that she hit him?
I don't believe so.
Didn't happen.
I want to shift gears real quick to the video. A couple of quick questions about that. When did you, and I'm talking about the higher quality video, the one that was inverted. When did you receive that video? What date?
I'm not sure. It was at some point in either late April or early May.
After we had started this trial.
Objection.
Do you know?
It's
I
a
do
valid
not know.
question.
Okay.
If after mid-April, correct?
I believe so. I'm strictly speculating.
Who asked you to retrieve that video?
I did not retrieve that video.
I'm sorry, that was a presumptuous question. At what point were you asked to secure the video? Or were you ever asked to secure the video?
That video was never secured by me. I was not asked to secure it. I just was asked to review it.
Okay, so who did secure the video to your knowledge?
I do not know.
You are aware that it was, well, let me ask you a couple of different questions then, based on that. You've already testified that you knew that the Canton Police Department was recused from any investigation concerning this case, correct?
At one point, we learned that the Canton Police Department, the decision was made way above my level, and I was advised
Nobody
by
cares.
Detective Lieutenant Tully that Canton Police had recused themselves from the investigation as far as interviews go.
And by the way, for the record, Brian Tolley is the one that we are doing next on this channel. It's funny that he actually brings it up right at the end of his testimony, since we only have about a minute or less left. So let's finish this up, folks, and go.
Refusal was because of a connection between the Canton Police Department and the Albert family, correct?
Objection.
Sustained.
Did you know or were you informed that the recusal was based on the connection between the Canton Police Department and the Albert family?
Objection.
So it's sustained for the same reason I sustain the Commonwealth's objection at sidebar, Mr. Jackson.
Last question. Who provided the video?
I do not know.
Canton Police Department, wasn't it?
You asked who? That's an entity.
Okay. What entity provided the video?
It came from the Canton Police Department.
Thank you. That's all I have.
All right, Sergeant, you are all set, sir.
Thank you.
You're all set, Mr. Sergeant. All right, folks. I thank you all for coming. I thank you all for joining me for this explosive series as we are inching towards it. May have already started the Karen Reed trial. I don't know when this video is going to premiere. I will see you all in part 1 of the cross-examination of Brian Tolley in this same trial. Bye, everybody.